No, I'm in the game.
Okay, let me send you an invite. Invite. There we go. Invite sent.
Here we go.
We are live. So this is CHKN. We're on the pre-release branch right now. We're going to go through and show off some of the new awesome rendering stuff we've done and talk about some of the upcoming things you'll see in the next bit of time. So right now, first I'm going to get a Steam event out so people know about it.
Be live on Twitch too.
We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube.
Okay. Try to pull it up here.
As always, while we're showing stuff off, feel free to ask us questions. That's a large reason why we do these streams, is to interact with and help the community with any issues or questions, or if you're just finding out about CHKN for the first time and you want to learn more, we're right here ready to answer your questions. So, CHKN developer stream.
You have all your fancy settings on?
I have fancy settings on?
I mean, the new post effects.
Yes, I think I have motion blur off, which I'll turn. No, it's on here. Okay, yeah, I'm set to max everything.
It's not really too noticeable. I turned down the
Okay, I was gonna say an editor before it was.
It was, it was default values, which is like really extreme.
Okay, pushing the Steam event live. Okay. So where to start? So this is the desert. That is a wild bunny.
Get myself a saddle.
So yeah, that's what we should do actually, is we should have a couple quick creatures here and we'll ride around and show off some of the different areas here. So if you've checked out pre-release yet, we've done a lot where we've improved dramatically the tech behind all of the visuals in the game. So that's, I think, the shortest way I can say it.
Yep. I mean, all new lighting, all new, some new particles, post-processing, everything you'd expect to see in a modern game. Yeah. We've added to CHKN. Brand new skybox. Actually, Greg, you should turn on weather in the options.
Okay.
When in creative mode, it starts off disabled. Maybe even we can turn on time progression too.
Sure. Yeah, because there's a lot of effects associated with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm riding my creature. Okay, options. Day, night cycle, weather, both on.
Sweet.
Okay, I was not scrolled up. So just seeing we have some comments on YouTube already. Hi, Dr. Pancho. Hi, Psycho. Hi, Baldur Prime.
Yeah.
If you see in the distance, it's kind of
my creature's trying to kill you. Let's go ahead and
oh,
get
no,
into a party.
maybe. That's why it's screaming. Hey, what's off this bunny?
Okay. So here we are in the new desert. You can see all the creatures are still made the same way. All of the blocks and pieces are the same, but everything, whoa, looks a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead and ride away from that.
I'm gonna get eaten. But he did not last long.
Teach me to spawn that close to beetle dodos. Okay. Let's try that again.
So actually, when you resurrect a creature, you really see the lighting in effect.
Yep. You can see all the glow effect we have on him. Hey, buddy.
Much more realistic than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's head down this way. Going third person, so it's a little less bumpy. So you can see we have all these beautiful linear god rays coming in from the sun now. Really makes all the sunset stuff really pop. And you can see we're in the desert, so we have this nice color shifting. Might have grass turned down on here from earlier, so let me make sure of that. No, it's on full. So now we're starting to enter nighttime. You can see the nice dust effects that we got being in the desert. As we transition into night, looking at the sunset here through the trees. Get these deep reds as the sun disappears and the stars start to come out.
But actually, I'm not seeing any of this.
No.
I have to hook up the networking part of it.
Okay.
I mean, it's hooked up, it's not hooked up correctly. But it's sunny on my screen, which is nice.
Okay. Well, it is now nighttime on my screen. I got a nice, if I set the time directly, that should update yours, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to do it regardless. It's all the same code. It just, I might have not disabled some other code,
So you
which is
just had the
setting it.
swap from day color to night. Just something I'll have to smooth out a little bit more. There's a jump from a little bit red to blue.
The timings are not correct yet, so that's the there's color correction stuff that's going on.
So you can see it's still very hot. You can see all the stuff in the distance. The stuff close is all normal, but as I look into the distance, I have a heat wave effect on everything, including the moon and the beams. Anything else further away. So let me go ahead and get a torch out here so we can look at the lantern that works. Torch might be a little bit nicer. There we go. So now you can see how much important light really is becoming more and more a really important thing to manage and deal with in the game. In darkness, I can't really see creatures' faces. I don't, oh!
Oh my.
That stinks. There we go, that's light them up. Ulfmax writes, what about winter? We do not have a snow or winter area biome yet, but that is something that we've talked about actually a lot. I'm going to turn the volume down here because all I can hear is the common mistake in streaming. That this game is it's loud because you want to have all that information and stuff while you're playing, but at the same time, I'm trying to talk here, you know? So these burning turtle demons are absolutely terrifying. But yes, we've talked a lot about future biome setups, and winter or snow type biome is something that has continually come up as something we'd like to add in the longer term thing. Yes, I am in God mode right now. Whoa. I still can get knocked by their charges, but I'm not taking any damage. Where's my axe? There we go. There we go. Much better. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to put something a little beefier on my creature here.
Yeah.
Let's try bringing back my riding creature one more time here. You can see night is progressing. You can actually see the stars moving across the sky. All those fun goodies. If I extinguish my torch here, you can see right now I'm in the forest. It's much darker than some of these areas out here where you can actually see the moonlight. This is currently on pre-release. There is that's the chasm there. I don't want to go through there. Yeah, so long fall. This is currently on our pre-release branch. Everyone has access to this. If you're in Steam, you can right-click on the game properties and select betas, I believe. It's a tab. There's a right-click property, select betas, and then there's a drop-down. Select the beta you'd like to opt into. You can select pre-release. That should show up for everyone. So now as I get out here, you can start to see the light, and you can see the sun rising. So we're going to head towards the sunrise. Some creatures here are going to pop in. But yes, this is, if you want to check out what the game's going to look like, how your rig might handle this. Now, this shouldn't be a major performance hog in any way whatsoever. So,
it's super optimized. So
yeah.
All this new stuff.
Yep. So this was just really upgrading our tech to use all the latest and greatest stuff that's out there so that we can take advantage of it. On top of that, most of our weakest, our most expensive stuff is more on the CPU, not on your GPU, and most of these effects are all done by your graphics card. If you do run into issues with this, please, let us know, and we'll see if we can make it work any better. We also have lots of options to turn down or change any of these things. So changing the shadows is a big thing, the resolution or the distance or the cascades, pixel light quantity, terrain density detail, motion blur, ambient occlusion, anti-aliasing. Tweaking any of these things can drastically change your frame rate. But running on a pretty beefy computer here, but nothing too extreme. I think I'm running a 1070 NVIDIA 1070 and a modern CPU. I'm running at 60 frames per second, just as I was before. I didn't see any change whatsoever. And on some of my older computers, we also did not see any major issues. But if you do run into it, let us know. We're happy to try to work through and make this run great for everyone. So you can see the sun has come up. We're now back in the full heat of the sun in the desert.
Yep.
And you can see I got the message when the sun came up that the sun was coming up and the heat was increasing. What I want to do here is spawn some random weather. Does that work, John?
Try it. Let's get out of the desert though, because there's no weather in the desert yet. Desert's just dry. We can go to like a meadow or something.
Yeah, I think we're over on the eastern side of the desert here, so if we go a little bit towards the sun, we should come out into tropical/forest. Yep. Okay. There's some dragons there. I'm going to try to avoid that. Although the fire effect is pretty cool.
Well.
Oop, beetle dodos, avoid those. Jason434 writes, any info on getting some in-game direction/map? I find myself getting lost a lot. This is really, yeah, it's a very common complaint. We are aware of it. We do have some really big ideas about how we want to fix that. One of the main issues is a lot of the short-term fixes that we come up with aren't ones that can be really implemented into the game very easily. So let's see if the random weather rolls in. Out here.
Oh, there's some clouds coming in. Right?
Yep. You can see the clouds rolling in.
Yep, okay.
Oh, and my creature's gonna die. That's alright. Dismount for now. So you can see we've tuned all the new weather effects to working with us. So anyways, back to Getting Lost in the Directions map. So yes, we are aware that it is kind of tricky to find your way in Chicken. You do have the beams to help orient yourself. That one in the far distance is the starting one. The one we just came from over there is the desert. There's a swamp one over there and the forest one over there. That is probably the only way. In the right now, but it is something we want to include a mapping system within the game. Jellybutter1234 writes on Twitch: is it possible to see the beams in the swamp now? Probably not. A big part of the swamp is supposed to be it's rather difficult to navigate while you're in the swamp, but we agree it's too much right now.
The swamp has changed, though. We should go there.
Yeah, let's go check out the new swamp.
It looks completely different than it used to look.
Yep.
You get fast creatures, though. I'm going to upgrade this guy to horse legs.
Yeah, horse legs it is.
I think it's a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Does this patch have the flying ability?
It's a good question. I can throw some legs on and see what, or throw some dragon wings on and see what happens.
You can try it. I think it might. We don't have any animations yet for it, but.
Yep. Yeah, I'm currently adding those to the chicken. I'm gonna put these actually behind. There we go.
Why not? Let's just try it out.
But yeah, so we definitely will be bringing in ways of navigating in the world. That is very much an important thing we know to everyone. There we go. Now I'm riding. Let's see. Yes, flight is currently active on the pre-release.
Okay, awesome. All right, this is something I know you guys have been waiting for forever.
Yes, so we're getting a little. So I'm going to try to catch up on all of the things we've gotten. So coloring the beams, definitely a possibility. One of the things we were talking about doing was giving the players their own ability to add beams, and we did actually create a fair bit of the tech, but then realized that our beams are hard-coded into the game world right now, and as the Jason434 is noting, he tried building a tower, but with the view distance it didn't help much. We can't... Basically, the amount of resources required to keep everything in the game would be really, really high, so we've currently... If you build it, it ends up having to be unloaded. So we'd have to create some special handling for that. And the idea was it's not even a great final solution to the problem, so we didn't want to spend too much time working on something that isn't... Oops. Wrong button.
Eventually, this whole island will be... we'll have a new world eventually.
Yeah.
And there'll be a whole new story. There's a lot changing.
My creature looks sad right now because I have not been feeding him. Okay, I'm in direct mode now, so I can sprint as a horse, and I have wings, so let's go ahead and fly.
I just flew off of him. I don't know why. Well,
ran into a tree.
For me.
So yeah, so there is lots of stuff we want to do to improve, specifically how you find your way around in the world. That's going to be a large part of a future update. Is going to be, as well as increasing the amount of content about finding all these awesome things in the world. Other question, yeah. Why does my creature look so sad? Because haven't been feeding him, and he's been attacked and killed a couple times now. Things are getting a little laggy because I'm going way too fast for the game to handle right now.
Well, I got left behind. I fell off my guy.
And see, with the low frame rate, the blurring is a bit much. Bobby, yes I can. Oh my god, bought the game 2 weeks ago, still love it. By the way, why does it suddenly go sad when I pet it? It shouldn't go sad when you pet it. But it is something we will definitely look into. I'm currently doing some work on the animation system today to create better controls and more efficient controls for playing those sorts of animations. So I will absolutely take a look to make sure that the whole chain of positive interaction to... Ooh, I'm going to go ahead and turn off motion blur till we get there. Video, advanced, motion blur. There we go. So I will take a moment and talk about flight that's currently implemented into the game. So the reason John and I both put Dragon Wings on here is because we have added the first bits of how flight will work within Chicken. And what we've added is what we're going to call gliding. So essentially right now when I jump, if I hold space, my movement speed down is slowed depending on how well your wings can glide. This will become an important game mechanic you'll need to learn early on, seeing as that chickens have wings. I won't say much more than that, but it is part of our revamped game beginning that we are working on. Tom Hill writes, when are you going to fix your game? Which part? We are early access. We do recognize there are plenty of things that need fixing, and we're constantly doing our best to stay on top of any issues players are running into. If there's something specific that you're specifically concerned about, we'd love to work with you to find out why, what part of it is broken. Oh, and my creature's starved. And it's the middle of the night, and I'm somewhere very dark and shaking.
We can change the time.
Yeah.
We don't want to show up night too much. Night still needs some tuning.
Yeah, night is still a bit dark, so I'm right in the edge of the swamp here. From the desert, technically, so as I go into the swamp here. So Tom, I will apologize. I'm sorry for what I said. Love the game. I'm glad that you love the game. But we are, honestly, if you are running into any issues, please let us know. That's a big benefit for us, as why we wanted to go early access was to help players as we find them. How did you make the game?
Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah. Bobby writes, how did you make the game? You didn't use Unreal or Unity, did you? Yes, this is a Unity 3D game. And I am in the new swamp. At this point, we've done a lot of stuff with Unity. We've taken it to really, really far levels in a lot of ways. So this mode is available to everyone. This is on pre-release. We have other future branches that aren't accessible to everyone, but this particular branch pre-release is where we'll put out stuff that mostly works, but we'd love to have additional player testing. So now you can see the new swamp effect. So you can see this is a lot cooler than the old swamp effect, and you can see some really terrifying creatures in the distance in the swamp now, so it's not quite as thick, but it is true, you cannot see the beams out of here right now. Ulfmax, alright, what about create an arena that people can get their animals to fight, and you can win something cool. So there's definitely something on our shorter-term roadmap where we want to be adding some additional features to the multiplayer system in the game, so that we'll be able to let players launch some short experience stuff, and Arena is likely going to be one of the earliest iterations of those. So if you haven't checked it out already, there already is an Arena in the game. If you use the Workshop Worlds function on the main menu, you can launch the Arena, and it uses the scriptable blocks. It uses all in-game objects and technology to write, so it's something that players could do themselves as well. You could also take the current Arena and copy the code from it to make your own Arena experience or any other experience that you'd like. We've we did a bunch of those sorts of workshop worlds right when we first created the tech for it, but since then we've been focused on a lot of the other stuff. It is something that we want to bring back and we want to support even further. Like I said, with additional multiplayer controls specifically, so like having a some matchmaking options. So like if I wanted to play Arena, but I don't know anyone who wants to play Arena with me right now, I could join a matchmaking mode while I'm playing to look for other players who want to play Arena. I have not seen anyone named ShrekMex say anything on a stream. And the Jason, I'm not sure about any sort of developer mode in chat for anyone. So yeah, so this is the current swamp. So we showed you the desert. We went through some of the other areas, and we showed off some of the weather stuff, and now we're in the swamp. Where, again, everything's a bit green. But it's a really fun effect. Oh, Steam, sorry. Oh, the commands I'm running in chat, yes. You can do, there is a bunch of slash commands that, oh, specifically God mode and how I change the time of day. So I did change the time of day with a time command, which you can do. You can just set the time. It's night. Now it's day. Hooray. We've exposed this though in the menu here. I can just drag it around. Make it whatever time I want. Let's have a nice little sunrise here. Day-night cycle being checked causes it to move as it would normally. Then you can check to turn on and off weather. The other
this is for creative mode only.
Yes, this is all creative mode. Yes, and then in creative mode you have this grab bag here, which has a bunch of fun things. So you have scenarios that you can launch. So like you can create raid scenarios where they're trying to attack your base. You can throw a nuke, which destroys everything. You can throw random creatures' eggs. Yes, this is only creative mode. Spawn poachers. This is a scriptable block, which is how we made our arena, and you can write your own modifications to the game using it. All of these things. And then one of these, yes, is a random weather scenario that you can also then grab and then throw. And that's available to everyone. And that is what the sunrise looks like in the swamp. Really cool. You can see the really great transitions. It's going to get a bit redder. Yes, there will not be nukes in survival, sorry. Would you rather fight one horse-sized chicken or 100 chicken-sized horses? In this game, definitely one horse-sized chicken because they're not that hugely different yet. But it is something... I would not be surprised if we have a mode later on where you can set up scenarios where, oh, I'd like to see what happens if I spawn 10 of these creatures versus one of these creatures. Bobby's asking about the tethering. That is gone. It's an option when you first create your multiplayer game, is whether or not you want to have that tether on to keep players close to the host or not. If you do let players go further away, it can be a performance concern depending on how many players you have. We have added some controls to minimize that effect, but it's something we're trying to keep a close eye on. Green Jackdaw writes, how did you come up with the design of the player character? John, do you want to field that one?
Well, we wanted something that we want the creatures to be a star, and we want player to be able to project yourself inside the avatar. So that's why he's kind of like limited features. You can't tell if it's a boy or girl. You can't really tell much. And we wanted a little bit of like a mystery about it. So that's where the kind of the hooded cloak comes in.
And the little cube on the back adds a little bit of motion when he walks. Plus, you know, the whole game you make things out of creatures out of cubes. So that was a question on from Twitch if any of the YouTubers are like, where is he reading this from? Because we're streaming both to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And in the new multiplayer setup, if the host dies, they respawn just like anyone else would. It's back to, if you don't have host tether turned on, you would respawn back at your last place, as well as any of these other players if they died. So yeah, I think that's the quick version. I mean, we didn't really get to the forest too much, and there are several other weather effects that occur in game. But that's currently the major stuff on pre-release, and we have a lot more other stuff coming, specifically to do with kind of your first experiences with chicken. Question: is there more people on Twitch or YouTube? It varies a lot. YouTube's a lot easier for me to see how many people I have watching.
Right now, yeah, I can't tell actually.
I only see a couple on the Twitch side. But it seems to be totally random. Sometimes we end up with more people on Twitch. Sometimes we end up with more people on YouTube. And then sometimes there's more lively chat on one or the other. We just wanted to be able for people to use whichever they preferred. So now as I come out of the swamp here, you'll see the fog will start to evaporate. You'll see some of the creatures walk in the game. But just with this visual update, as long with all of the other big creature changes, the world is really starting to come alive, and we're really excited to start flowing more and more fun and interesting content into this. So, if you haven't checked out Chicken yet, this is a great time to check it out. Trying to look at our get some links for everyone here. We are currently part of the Halloween sale, so we are currently on sale on Steam. Only for the next 44 hours, 51 minutes, and 40 seconds, though. So, if you've been waiting to get it, this is the time. We won't be on sale forever. And I'm not sure exactly when our next sale will be. So, if you haven't gotten it yet, this is a great time to get it. So please check us out. And I will post a link in just a moment. There we go. So this is our store page. Now, additionally, John started to talk about this earlier, but I was already talking about something else. Bobby's asked, how much is it going to be on Black Friday? I don't anticipate we will ever be cheaper than we currently are.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, that was not the right post. I wanted to do the discussion board, and I posted just the general chicken link. Remove that. Boom. So I've just posted a link to our discussion board. This is a great place if you have any questions or you're looking for anything else. Please reach out to us on there. We're really, really excited that we get to work so closely with the community here. It really lets us know what is working and what isn't working within the game, so we can focus on specifically those things. So if you run into any issues, you're having trouble getting the game working, drop us a line. If you see any bugs that you want to report, please let us know.
Yeah, we patched the game probably 3 days, three times a week, I would say, based off feedback from you guys. Just direct, like, hey, this one thing isn't working. Can you help me out? My save game stopped functioning. We'll take a look at your save game if you can provide it, and we'll patch it that week.
Yep. How to replant rubber trees. I don't think we have a way to replant rubber trees just yet because we don't have seeds for them. The seeds might exist in creative mode, but I don't think we have any items set up to gain rubber trees in. So that's something that we'll be eventually addressing. But yes, the Wikipedia that we're posting here is a great resource if you have any other questions. And again, we're super active on the forum, so please drop us a line. So we're going to have to end this here. We're already running a bit over because we have a lot more work to do. So please, if you don't have the game, come check it out. Drop by on the forums, let us know. If you enjoy the game, positive reviews are always highly encouraged. They're really great to let other people know that you like this game and that this game is worth getting. And the more people who review it positively, the more players we get. The more players we get, the more active our multiplayer community is, and the more we can do for all of you. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the future.
Hey, guys.